Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to this week's weekly energy boost. My name is Elisheva, and today Eitan and I are asking the question, how do you know if something is truly yours? We learn and teach a lot about the art of letting go, practicing detachment, finding what's aligned with us or what's soul driven, what's our purpose. But if we're honest with ourselves, especially as individuals that are seeking greater enlightenment and spiritual focus, sometimes it's not easy to discern when something is truly meant for us. And especially if we're focused on looking for signs and signals outside of us, it can even complicate the process even further. So today we're here to talk about how the universe is supporting us in having clarity on what's truly ours, clearing out the noise around what isn't, and moving forward with determination and focus into how to get to the next level of the manifestation of goodness and blessings in our lives. Weekly Energy Boost is a 7-day spiritual weather forecast where we provide our listeners with the most practical and powerful tools to navigate the coming 7 days. We do that by poring over the wisdom of Kabbalah and extracting the tools and the wisdom that are not only going to support you in maximizing this week, but wisdom and tools that can support you any week of the year, any year of your life. And the specific influence that we have this week is actually the potential to fall into the trap of thinking that something that isn't ours belongs to us. And the Kabbalists teach that within the trap, within the potential falling, exists the antidote. And the antidote this week is really cleaving to those things that are truly meant for us. So, Eitan, when you're faced with a situation, a person who's coming to you and asking you, how do I know if this is mine? What do you tell them?
So I would first awaken to have the right intention, that I would love daily to attach myself. The right intention, the soul intention. What does it mean? The Zohar in this weekly portion speaks about Korach. Korach was a leader, and he wanted to have the job of Moses' brother Aaron, which did not belong to him. So the Zohar say a powerful verse, which I love. He says, when you chase after something that does not belong to you, in a long term, you're not going to really get it. You might get it temporarily, you're not really get it. And you're going to lose what's yours. So it means that the first step every day of our life, we need to be in front of the Creator, tell the Creator, I know the source of all blessings comes from you. It's not my ego. It's not my identity, because every blessing comes from you. Number 2, please, I truly want to make sure that whatever I manifest in my life, and we came to this world to manifest the light of the Creator in a way that can add value. So I want to make sure the Creator that whatever I manifest in my life is the manifestation, is the light, is the soulmate, it's the deal, it's the relationship, is pursuing a purpose that belongs to my soul. What does it mean, belong to my soul? Kabbalistically, in a quantum dimension, there is a dimension where all the blessings and all the light and all the good that we came to manifest and to share already existing in a soul level within us. The future exists in the present. The only way I'll be truly fulfilled if I'm revealing my specific purpose and my unique blessing. Is not just I would love to find a person, a soul with beautiful qualification. Yeah, that looks like a soulmate. No, it has to be the actual soul that belongs to my soul, already in a deeper dimension. The house that belonged to me, the deal that belonged to me, the the way to make a difference and spending my time, my energy, my money on helping others that belong to my soul. So I want true alignment with what's mine. I don't want to chase after things that are not mine because I'm competitive, because I'm jealous. I want to make sure it's okay to be inspired by the outside, to push forward, to reveal my potential. But I want what's mine. Mine not from ownership, mine's from point of view of soul purpose. And the other thing, and I want to make sure that that manifestation brings light to others, brings good to others. That manifestation helped me to become more of a giver. If I manifest something and my ego grow with that, that manifestation is not a blessing. So those three things. Number one, intention, setting the intention. Number one, I know the source of all manifestation comes from the Creator. Number two, I want to actually make sure that whatever blessings with your help to manifest belong to my soul. Align my desire with your desire. Number three, to make sure it's for the sake of sharing and it's raising my consciousness versus lower my consciousness. That's intention. That's the vibrations. You envision that vibration. You envision that soulfulness. Let me give you an example. When a person doesn't truly attach himself to this intention, at least in desire, then when manifestation will happen, it will bring bursts of excitement, which is nothing wrong about being excited, but loss of identity. Suddenly, wow, now I believe in myself. Now I feel someone. You actually start to take credit for that manifestation as if that's your identity. And that's part of disconnect. Before manifestation, we need to ask ourselves already the question, and then what? I'll find my soulmate. And then what? Are you erasing your game of unconditional love? Finding the soulmate, this is just the beginning of the path of raising the game of unconditional love. This is not the end, this is the beginning. So always look forward based on romantic movies, Hollywood movies. When I'll find my soulmate, then I'll be happy forever. Finding or connecting or manifesting, this is just step into growing closer to another human being, more vulnerable to another human being, more unconditional giving with other people. So the intention and the expectation of the manifestation has to be really from a soul. No, I'm going to learn tools how to manifest, and when I am, that's when I'll be happy. That's when I'll be happy. It's a trap. So that's step number one, manifestation. And I will question the person. Why do you want? Why do you want to manifest? And then a lot of people actually realizing I'm not truly wants to manifest what belongs to me. I don't even believe something belongs to me. I just want in a physical level to have what they have, to have what someone expecting me to have. That's what other people consider to be happiness or successful. So that's the first step, guys. Let's bring it back to heart and to soul, that all the energy and all the miracles that belong to my soul already here. So that's the destruction, the pain, the worries. Get rid of that. That would be my step one. What would be your next step in the action pursuing? Because it's a world of action, it's a world of effort, it's a world of process, it's a world of struggle. So what would be your next step?
The next step, and I think this is maybe where Kabbalah deviates from a lot of the conventional, it's not necessarily conventional, but the other thoughts, the other ideas out there about how to manifest what's yours. Most people talk about intention, meditation, visualization, feeling as though you have it already. Then Kabbalah comes in and says, no, it's step one may be setting the intention, feeling right from your soul, from your heart, attracting it internally. But Kabbalah says nothing happens without effort. And effort is relative to every single person. It's not about being busy, because there's a lot of people out there that they're on every dating app or every job search site. The effort that the Kabbalists talk about is the internal effort. So a person can be very busy on the outside of themselves, again, on every app, sending all the emails, but internally avoiding the transformation that's required for them to step into their next level. And I see that for a lot of people, even the idea of meditation and prayer becomes part of that immobilization. The Kabbalists say, no, the realm that we live in is called the world of action, olam asiyah. We're here to do. And doing is about making the effort that's relative to the individual. I was talking to someone yesterday who was telling me that she's sort of given up or tempted to give up in her pursuit to find her soulmate. And I shared with her the idea that if you are truly in touch with your own inherent value, your own worth, and what you have to offer the world and this other person potentially, if you're not in touch with that value, challenge yourself to get outside of your comfort zone, to do things that are hard for you, and you will see how truly powerful and valuable you are. You'll recognize your own self-worth, not because of the result, but because of your inner power, the strength that you have. Sometimes when we let ourselves coast for too long, we forget how magically powerful we are, how we can do. And the doing is not about the results. I think that that's part of the trap of seeking to manifest something, attracting to us what's truly ours, is that it can be discouraging when you don't see the outcome you think is yours. So when it comes to making effort, the Kabbalists tell us effort for each individual is relative to their tikkun, relative to their own set of challenges, strengths, weaknesses, gifts, setbacks. So putting yourself more and more outside of your comfort zone, challenging yourself to speak up when it's difficult or keep your mouth shut when it's difficult to keep your mouth shut, thinking about the things that stretch you, that push you in a way, not that is humiliating or demotivating, but in a way that shows you what you're really made of. And that energy, whether it's in the area in which you're trying to manifest to attract that person or that job or that next opportunity, it doesn't necessarily manifest in that area. So for example, you may have the opportunity to spend time with a group of people that are difficult for you to spend time with. What's difficult about it? How can you show up as a better version of yourself in that environment rather than shutting down and judging and being resentful? That kind of effort, also in the area that you're trying to attract what's truly yours, can really shift not only the timeline of attracting what's yours, but also the energy around it. That the search for your soulmate or your next career move or your next project or your next, that it doesn't end up being a burden or heavy baggage that you need to carry, but it ends up being a growth opportunity, a workshop, something that helps you develop a part of yourself that didn't exist before. And through that effort, you create the next step and the next step and the next step, so that the journey isn't a burden or a drag or heavy and intense. It becomes something that you look forward to. Like, what's the universe going to show me, what's the universe going to bring me to work on today? Where's the opportunity to reveal light today? And step by step, all of that effort to get outside of my comfort zone and to become a better version of me, that determines or that contributes to the reality that's truly mine, that's going to help me, like you said, Eitan, make the world a better place, add more value to my environment and the people around me, that there will be more light in the world as the result of me receiving this thing that's connected to my soul and my soul's purpose. So I think once you set the intention, and that's an ongoing process, it's not a one-time deal, it's a daily practice, making that concerted effort toward generating the energy to help to manifest that outcome is a big part of the process.
Beautiful. So let's give example, because I spoke yesterday with someone that was really inspired by Kabbalah and take weekly classes in the Kabbalah Center in New York. And they were so inspired that they saw a clear vision of how they take their business to a higher level of purposeful mission, helping others in a real estate field. And that person shared that was so excited. Things came together. I was in a verge of closing 2 big deals that actually will bring every aspect of my life to the next level, because I'll feel so much mission driven. And I had the right intentions, and I was really taking care of myself spiritually, not abusing my body, not operating from reactivity. Really felt I'm coming from soul every day, daily discipline, workout, restricting himself from going after the wrong food, the wrong energy. And then these 2 business deals fell apart. And specifically was honest people that actually interfere and destroy the deal. That's what happened. And that person shared, it really took all the wind out of me, he said. Took all, and is now in a coasting mode, not as proactive. Yes, continue come to classes, but not actually driven by soul, by energy, by push. And here is an important thing to understand. The fact that I had a soul intention, and the fact that I attracted a vision that feels like belong to my soul, maybe yes, maybe not. The reason why in this physical world, between intention, desire, and final manifestation, there is a process, because in this process, we meant to raise our consciousness. Call it cleansing or call it raising our consciousness. There's no such a thing. I have a pure intention, pure desire, manifestation happen. Yes, maybe when you have no tikkun and you have zero ego, that will happen. But all of us needs to go to a process. Even a tree needs to go to a process. A fruit, from planting the seed, which is beautiful, the endless light of the Creator shining in that seed under the ground. Still, the fruit needs to go to a process before it's sweet. It will be sour and so on. So we all need to go through a process. So instead of judging in the middle of the process and quitting, my suggestion to that person, but 1 second. I'm not saying that's not the right vision, or it is the right vision. Always pray for the vision that belongs to your soul. But when you're in the midst of the process, don't forget that it's between you and the Creator. And these rejections, or this seemingly setback, is just opportunity to, number 1, accept these difficulties, which is not the difficulty of the soul. The soul sees that everything is for my best. It's the difficulty of the ego that cannot accept that things don't go according to my plan. So actually the fact that I'm accepting this pain, with trying at least to accept and to embrace, that's by itself raising consciousness, improving. and then learning my lessons. And then decided, you know what? I'm going to make even more effort now. The only difference is now is less conditional. Because I made an effort by seeing clearly it's going to happen exactly. So I was attached to the specific plan, and maybe it's the right plan. I'm not saying no. But every aspect of our process is supposed to grow. Our desire, our effort, like Elisheva said, effort against my own shortcoming. If I'm kind of a person that discourage easily when the things don't go right away according to my plan, this process helping me make an effort, unconditional effort. Because those moments of process, that's when we build character. That's when we build our true light. Process means I don't see immediate results. Process means I make an effort. Process means I give and I don't see exactly what I want. It has to be. It has to be. Because by going through the process and growing, number one, and always keeping the intention. I want to attract what belongs to my soul. Nothing else will make me happy. And I want to make sure it's for the sake of sharing. So if I'm going in the right process and there's suddenly disappointment, if there is disappointment in manifestation, lack of manifestation, not exactly what I want, and I cannot, it's very tough for me to handle that rejection. It means that if it would manifest in a way I wanted it, I will be too attached in an ego level. So actually I need to go through disappointment in order to cleanse this attachment. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad, until then I can handle blessings without being attached to it. We'd be willing to understand I'm just the conduit, I'm not the owner. So there's always intention and desire, process and effort and growing, experiencing an unconditional raising consciousness, and again effort and effort and effort, spiritually, physically, everybody go. Then manifestation, not as heading every way to my ego, as a tool to use this manifestation to grow even more. So it's a constant process for each one of us. Intention, desire and effort, growth, learning lessons, manifestations, and then move away from manifestation. Don't attach yourself to it. Don't define yourself to that. What is the next thing I came to reveal in this world?
Yeah, it's like training for a marathon, right? That the not being able to reach your goal is actually what prepares you to reach the goal, to get to the finish line. And it can be really difficult, and it can look like, okay, the door closed. Is the door closing, or is it setting you up to be able to handle something even greater in the future? And that whole, like you said, it's like a dance. I need to have, strong desire and craving and purifying my intentions but also getting to the next level of I'm doing this no matter what, regardless of the result. And that it's not easy work, but it really is not only the most rewarding because you get what's truly yours, but when you see how powerful you are, how you're capable of overcoming anything, riding the waves, navigating the waters of uncertainty and confusion, there's nothing more exhilarating, nothing more satisfying or fulfilling. And that's really the work that we're meant to do. So it's exciting that everybody is going to embrace that work this week. Eitan, if I can ask you to talk for 30 seconds about the retreat we're having in a few weeks here in Los Angeles.
Yes. So around the weekend of July 4th, we have retreat and we'll have the leaders of the Kabbalah Center, Michael Berg and Monica Berg, will be part of this beautiful weekend that will include seminar, workshop, healing exercise, breath work, deep wisdom. But the theme, I would say, healing in every dimension, physical, emotional, spiritual, is how to become whole, how to become aligned with my soul, how to remove the space between my soul, which is divinely connected to the Creator, than my present consciousness. So, how do I heal that space in relationship, in business? And of course, it has to do with consciousness, desires, thoughts, fears. So it's a beautiful opportunity in person event to come together and to be inspired. Where part of it will be part of the Spiritually Hungry podcast, will be part of that. That's what Michael and Monica will lead. And combination of different teachers, different modalities, sacred sound, tikkun healing, breath work, a lot of amazing togetherness energy.
Especially focused in that week where the energy of healing in all aspects of our life is available. We're coming together as a community, and I'm most excited for people who are on their own, not necessarily close to a Kabbalah center, living, kind of doing the work in their own world, to come together and be a part of our global community here in Los Angeles, and with students and teachers from all over the world. It's very excited about it, and I'm looking forward to meeting lots of new faces there. So you can find the link in the description of this week's episode and on weeklyenergyboost.com. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out. And hopefully we'll see a lot of you there. And we'll see you next time on the Weekly Energy Boost.